Hi everyone, my name is Linda Toth. By day, I'm a sustainability consultant with Arup, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about how I blend work and home life together pretty much all the time. So I'm going to tackle more of the human psychology challenge of some of the things that we have some really great technical solutions for. So with that, we'll get started. So the background of this is that I live by day in a co-housing community, and this is different from a co-op, different from co-living. The number one thing they told us when we went to an open house is this is not a commune. So what that means is that we all have our own units, but we also have shared space. So we live kind of with a European small footprint. We have shared commercial kitchens for doing big dining events together. We have guest rooms, so I don't have to host my parents in my own house when they come to visit, which can be very great. But it's also got all the benefits of we are self-managed. We run our own facilities, we make our own decisions, we have lawyers that help do administrative tasks and all the taxes and things like that. So it is really, truly community at its finest. So this picture is really great, all shiny rainbows, picture of our green, our Energy Star benchmarking. We just had to start benchmarking for DC. We just got up to a perfect 100. So on paper, it looks like we're doing great, right? So really, really great things have happened from the start. So initially, they got HUD funding to do some path upgrades when it was built in 2000, 2001. We've recently done self-managed upgrades to update outside lighting to LEDs. We've put on PV panels in 2015 that are fully paid back and a revenue source for us now. We've switched to all electric lawnmowers and native plants. We've built, and I get a workout once a month doing the compost flipping. But those were kind of the easy things. So on paper, this looks great. The other thing that's not photographed, because it's hard to photograph, the green has geothermal wells, and every unit has a heat pump in it. So everything's going great on paper, but as we start thinking about 100 Energy Star score, people are like, our neighbors were actually like, how can we still do better? Which is great, because this whole community was founded on the ethos of sustainability, and there's some glaring things that are not easily done in our building the way it was designed in the late 1990s. So we have 43 units and one common house. Only one unit has converted their range to induction. The only reason they did that is because they were willing to take out their dryer to repurpose that part of their panel. So most people are not willing to pay for the panel upgrades to do this, right? So infrastructure, X number one. The larger units also have gas fireplaces in them. So there's some townhouses and some flats. All the townhouses have at least a connection for a gas fireplace, which is purely aesthetic. They don't need it for any heating demands. Some of them haven't connected it, but the infrastructure is still there and in place. So, and then we also have one in the photo in our common house area that's a gathering spot that people just think is nice in the winter. So again, infrastructure strike number two. And then the third part is that we still have parking for every unit, and we have 0 EV charging. So 43 cars, we have 3 EVs and plug-in hybrids, but everybody has their own little life mantra of how they charge, and it's not at home. So with that, the barrier is really about how to get people with this environmental mindset over the hurdle. We have reserved funds, we have the money to do it. It's the psychology of getting everybody on board and all those little what ifs that could go wrong to believe in the mission. So keep sharing your LinkedIn stories about success stories, because I need all of them to convince my neighbors, let alone all the neighbors that aren't on board with co-housing.